My name is Coach Brian Pirana. I've been a health coach for over 20 years now. And for me, I coach people every day through like health, nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, stress, time management to help them reach their goals. Oftentimes, a lot of it's weight loss, but I have performance gain. I have like people doing like races, and I had an Olympian that was in the actual pair. I also had a large number of digestive issues, chronic illness, and whatnot. So I work with a lot of people trying to figure out how to get back to more of a normal life and reach their healthy targets for themselves. So today we're going to jump into the power of prevention. So really excited to go over that with you. Again, the chat, it looks like it's open. Let's use the chat because I can use that while we are on. There's an audio recording as well. So sharing screen now. Let me pull it up. All right. So I'm going to be monitoring the chat and everything else. So excited to go over this. Now, with the summer starting to wrap up, it's August, late August, and the leaves are going to start falling, at least in my neck of the woods. The season's going to change. It's already been chilly in the morning. I've worn pants in the morning to start my day, and it changed to shorts. I'm kind of sad about that, to be honest. I like the heat and the temperature there. But we know that germs are coming our way. So let's figure out how to prevent them. So what is Prevention 101? This will be our agenda. Prevention 101, hygiene matters, hygiene habits, and ways to boost your immunity. All right. With prevention, we know that a silly joke is like everything's trying to kill us, right? All these germs and bacterias and viruses, they're out there, let alone lions and snakes and tigers and stuff. So everything's trying to come after us. And if you have a weakened immune system, things aren't going to look good for you this coming winter. A common cold could turn into the flu or pneumonia or something like that, and it's not that exciting. Stephen, good morning to you. Really happy you're here with me today and everyone else. Now, so we have an illness wellness paradigm. On the far left, we have premature death. On the far right, we have a high level of wellness, and that's really what we're wanting to be at. And in this paradigm, we have a neutral point where you're just generally okay, just like an everyday, normal, average person. There's some awareness, but not necessarily. You don't have signs of illness, and you're generally like, okay, like if you went to the doctor, they'd give you a thumbs up. And so in this paradigm on the left side, where we're more toward premature death, we see the signs and symptoms of the first thing: weight gain, prolonged illness. You get more illnesses than anyone you know. You start to get more symptoms. Your body aches. There are pains. You go to the doctor more. You have more doctors that you go visit and have to go see. Then we have some form of disability, whether it's a physical disability or even mental, emotional, because you're sick. You don't feel well. And ultimately, yesterday I was talking to someone that's over 100 pounds overweight, 130 pounds, and he needs to lose weight. He has severe sleep apnea. There's type 2 diabetes for years. There's a large number of things that are going on. He can't move that well. He's 54. Average male lifespan is 76. He's got a lot of signs that are in the not well side, the illness side of this, and it's not good. So he needs to take immediate action to course correct, and in the next 12 months, 18 months, get his body and his health back in gear so he has not only more life to live, but more life in his years that he has left to actually live and thrive. On the other side, we're constantly learning, and this is where I'll meet people in where they have signs or symptoms or disabilities or the doctor says, you have type 2 diabetes now. The last lady I talked to today has a A1C of 9. 6 is your diabetic. 5.5, you're in the pre-diabetic phase if you have that for your A1C. And most of the time I'll see people around like 6, 7, 8, 9-ish, but occasionally I've seen people like 12 or even 15 A1Cs. Like, holy moly, this is really uncontrolled and could end up in a loss of a limb. Like, this is a level of disability here if we don't course correct this. So I end up meeting people and usually is some sort of a not great place for them. Like, the pants don't fit, like they're highest weight they've ever been. There's illness in their body now. And then we have to go through this process to get them to the higher level of wellness with awareness, education, and growing into better lifestyle choices, habits, behaviors, routines, managing time and stress in their everyday life. If you work at a busy office here, then you need to be able to manage stress, and it doesn't need to result in like candy out of the candy jar down the hall or something. So, and then one of my primary goals for anyone I've ever worked with is to create more awareness initially and then educate them through the process and make it into a sustainable lifestyle. Because that's how it's going to work. Don't do these fad diet things. Don't do carbs or something, or intermittent, just don't not eat or something like that stuff. It doesn't create the long-term sustainability that people are looking for. Now, the farther off into that left side of the illness, we increase our risk and of getting like heart attack, stroke, diabetes, cancer, dementia, and the list can go on to a lot of other health issues. But if we move ourselves into taking care of ourselves, drinking water, eating nutritious food, moving our body, getting adequate amounts of sleep, managing your stress, we see decreases of risk in heart attack, stroke, diabetes, cancer, dementia, and a lot of other things by a lot. Now, we have an innate immunity to things in our body, and then we have an acquired immunity to things in our body. So the innate immunity, I'm not going to go through all these things, but what these, like the macrophage and the mast cell and the basophil, all these things are in your body, and they provide a barrier, a response, it's like the mucus in your nostril to help create a barrier from, say, pollen that would be entering the air and into your nose and into your lungs. And if you have a good mucous membrane, it's going to capture a lot of that, and you'll be less likely to have allergies or even catch a cold or something from that. So these are things that your body has built up just to, like white blood cells in a sense. So we want to have obviously a strong white blood cell count in our body so that it can fight off whatever comes. Now, if something sneaks through the back door in a sense, and you do actually get sick or ill or whatnot, then we have acquired immunity. So cytokines and plasma cells and antibodies, of course, that'd be the easiest one to know, is that your body, you get a cold, your body builds defenses to not have to deal with that virus again. So that virus comes knocking on your front door, it's going to send the right, say, troops or the right portion of the military, your body's military, to fight it off and get rid of it so it doesn't sneak in. But a new invader might come in again, and then you have to, again, fight it, beat it, and then develop a form of defense around that. So boosting immunity coming into the season is getting a flu shot. What it does is it gives a micro dose of the flu, or what everyone, the scientific community thinks is going to be the most common strain of the flu shot going into this winter or this cold season in a sense. And so then you get a micro dose of it, and your body can build antibodies. And build up that layer of defense. So if the flu comes into your knocks on your front door, you'll have antibodies and a defense against it. So obviously getting it, the benefits are, you can already have, 40, 50, 60% prevention ahead of time of getting more flu-like illness or symptoms from it. The most vulnerable populations are going to be 65 plus, or seniors, pregnant women, children, chronic conditions. People with those situations definitely should highly consider getting their flu shot to avoid getting the flu, because the flu can lead to pneumonia that can lead to several nights in a hospital, which can lead to ultimately death when it's all said and done if things get worse enough. Remember, I started off this conversation, everything's trying to kill you in a sense, and we want to have our best defenses away from those bacteria, viruses, and whatnot. We reduce complications, so if you have a line of defense, you can minimize the impact it has on your body and minimize the symptoms, so you don't get symptomatic and end up having to take multiple days off work because of the flu itself. Now, considerations is the mild side effects. Of course, you might have a low-grade fever. There's a headache, some aches and pains. Your arm is sore. I'm a right-handed person, so if I get a shot, it's going to go in the left arm. You might get a little bit of soreness there, of course. You could still get the flu. The strain that they put in you might be subtly different than a strain that comes knocking on your door and it busts the door down and comes in anyways. It could be unsafe for people for a variety of different reasons. So you do have to make considerations, and of course, we'll always consult your doctor, right? That's going to be the common thing that we need to do, is talk to your doctor about what's going on and make sure that they are on board with you taking it. Now, hygiene matters, of course. Prevention is the cure, they say. If you get ahead of it, you don't have to be at risk for getting, like I just scratched my ear and like rubbed my nose or something and like rubbed my like chin hair thing and stuff. So, like I've already could have touched my face here a bunch in this conversation in the last, we've been at it for like 13 minutes. So I'm already at risk of putting whatever's on my finger, because highly touched surfaces contain bacteria and potential virus for you to put in your body. So hygiene is defined as behaviors that improve cleanliness, leading to good health, disease prevention. So you're just getting ahead of the game. Prevention is the cure. Wash your hands for 20 seconds, get a good soapy lather going on. You're going to leave that bathroom or wherever the sink's at and be in a much better situation. Even washing your hands, getting a routine of washing your hands when you leave the office. Excellent protocol, so you're not dragging all the office germs into your car as you drive home. And then again, when you're in your car, it's really easy to touch your face or whatever to be more symptomatic and problematic toward getting having an issue there. All right, next up, we have hygiene hypothesis. Extremely clean environments fail to provide the necessary exposure to germs to strengthen immunity. Okay? So we don't want to just Purell everything, Lysol everything all the time forever. It's really good for like kids and people to dig in the dirt and to get dirty, not to just like, expose yourself to like, I'm going to touch every door handle in the next 10 minutes that I can, right? That's not it. But like digging in the dirt and having natural exposure to life is okay. Getting a cold is okay. Just know you're going to be down for roughly 7 to 10 days depending on how bad the cold gets in a sense. But that just is exposure to everyday life. It's okay to be out in the world and exist, and you will have some susceptibility to it. So balance is the key. But if you never expose yourself to anything, then you could be at a very high risk later on at catching something that really takes you off your feet in a sense and lays you up in bed for many days or worse. Okay. So your body builds up these natural defenses every year to make sure that you stay in your best health. So it's always washing your hands, washing your body, always going to be important. So for you, let's chat. What motivates you to practice healthy habits to keep your immune system strong? I'll start with me first. I don't like rubbing my nose and having a runny nose all summer or winter long and blowing it and stuff. It's just like annoying, to be honest. And you just don't feel your best. So then you're not operating at your best and you don't have the energy that you want and you can't be as productive or focused or do fun, exciting things because you've got a cold and you probably should not surround yourself with other people. Right there. Like I have 4 kids. By default, like I'm going to be higher susceptibility of getting an illness here in the next couple of weeks here as I have a high schooler now. I have 4 kids. So the oldest is now in high school. Pretty crazy. This is his 4th day. He's finishing his first week. And then the others are going to go back next week to middle school, 3 boys and a girl. So guess what? Germs are coming my way. So I just want to avoid the sickness, the downtime. I like to be proactive, productive, and keep myself moving. We have another person that chimed in here. So one thing that keeps them moving is like being able to participate in everyday life. They like to go on the weekends and hang out with people. That makes a lot of sense. If you're sick on a Thursday and a Friday, chances are you might be better off staying in on a Saturday and a Sunday, unless you're going to go wear a mask, which is significantly more socially acceptable now because of COVID, whereas in the past, there was only certain populations that would wear masks and certain types of cultural groups, like Asians would wear masks a lot more, especially when they were sick, way more than Americans. And so that was some obviously radical difference for people. Now, I still, to this day, will wear a mask on a plane when I go travel, just to be one simple barrier away from breathing all the air in the flying tube in the sky and avoiding risk of getting ill for a week after I get home. Not fun. Great, I had a blast going to Finland. The next week, I'm laid up with a runny nose for a couple of days. That's not fun to me. I don't want to do that. I just want to get back into life and get back to normal everyday things going on. So what are hygienic habits that we can keep here for you? Some stats. Everyone loves stats, right? Science and studies and stats always help motivate people. So according to the USDA, Department of Agriculture, people do not wash their hands correctly 97% of the time. I probably could be guilty of that. But then globally, 2.3 billion lack basic hygiene services or soap or even water at home. That's something that we take for granted here in the States, just having access to good water. You can drink out of your faucet and be healthy. A lot of people don't have that ability or even have fresh water to be able to keep themselves in good hygiene. So just a simple fact of we are definitely in more of a privileged state. We're in the healthiest, most accessible, I don't know if best healthcare, our insurance is something. Well, we digress. So big thing is we can take care of ourselves. All right, so when to wash? Obviously, before and after you eat or preparing food, treating wounds, caring for sick people. If someone has a cold or you go someplace where there's likeliness that there are sick people, you want to be cleanly. Gas pumps, shopping carts, doorknobs, those are obviously high-touch places. Obviously, when you're in the bathroom, entering, leaving public places, inserting and removing contact lenses. I don't wear glasses, so I don't have to deal with that. But for the love, I would definitely be washing my hands when I'm putting something in my eyeball because it's going to be sitting in there and I don't want germs on the inside of the lens touching my eyeball all day and festering my eye. So, of course, after the restroom, touching animals or cleanup duty, handling pet food or treats, or even any other food that gets in your hands, blowing your nose, any type of something coming from this origin here, your face, your nostrils, your ears, wash your hands, garbage, touching the handles to your appliances, things like that are easy ways to wash. So 20 seconds. If you sing the ABC song, you got about 20 seconds of scrubbing. So definitely hands wet, apply soap, scrub your palms, clean the back of your hands, scrub between the fingers. You also scrub under your fingernails, your thumbs, and then we wash our hands dry, and then voila, clean hands. Nail hygiene. The longer the nails, the more likely you are to have bacteria growing underneath your fingernails. Mine are actually trimmed up pretty well, so yay for me. Now we want to clean our nail grooming tools beforehand as well. We definitely, just this is a bad habit for people, is just like chewing their fingers, their cuticles. That is a challenge. If you're chewing your cuticles, they are a preventative measure on your finger to help with a barrier of entry to you. Okay. The other thing is if you get a lot of hangnails and such, it's a very clear sign you're not drinking enough water. And you'd want to be more hydrated so that the ends of your fingers aren't exposed as much with hangnails and open sores. Like if you get a hangnail, like there's risk of an open spot on your body and an entryway for a disease, a bacteria, virus. Never bite or rip a hangnail. Just cut it off, right? Easy. Oral hygiene. I'm a big fan of brushing twice a day. Most of the time I do. I was in a really, really good habit of doing it. And then for whatever reason, I got a little bit out of the day-to-day, twice a day habit. But I do a significantly better job. I actually have an alarm on my watch. So it'll go off for me to brush my teeth in the middle of the day, to just go through and just wash things off, to keep my gums clean, my teeth clean, and help prevent more potential risk of cavities, gum disease, tooth decay. I always floss. My wife got me into the habit. I don't know. She got those little like single, serving toothpick things. And so I'll use it every night. And then I'm able to clean my teeth. And I used to never floss, but the last 7 years, I've been very consistent. It's the first thing you do. Go in, floss, water pick, brush my teeth. Ta-da! Clean, pearly white, right? Plus I have kids, so I need to lead by example and make sure I am taking care of my mouth and not getting cavities and such. So cavities, and just a simple cleaning bill at the dentist is a couple $100 for the family with the 4 kids. Like, holy moly. But if we get a cavity, then that's an extra $150 basically per cavity. So I try to do my best to get my kids to not, get cavities, leave sugar in their mouth or something like that, or just food. So how to brush or how not to. Choosing the wrong toothpaste. There's a lot of different toothpaste on the market. Do we have to get the most expensive one? Maybe not, but we certainly don't want to get the cheapest one. Most of them are going to have some fluoride and baking soda and different things like that. That would be more than sufficient. Using the wrong toothbrush. There's a variety of different types of toothbrush that are firm to soft. So you need to make sure that a simple conversation with your dentist to make sure that you are getting the right brush for you. Okay. And so with that, for your gums, your teeth, and all that. Overdoing it, excessive brushing or pressure. I've been called out number of times for excessive pressure, especially up here. I'm right-handed, so guess where it goes? Up and to the right, first thing. So I'm in here brushing these upper teeth, and so I'm getting some gum, wearing some gum away. So I have to be conscious and careful of that. Not replacing your toothbrush can be a big challenge as well, because there can be bacteria that grows on it, and then you could be kind of self-inducing yourself, risking illness there. Brushing after every meal, that might be excessive. You don't necessarily need to do that. Or you could just do a light brush without any toothpaste, or just use the picks to pick out any food that could go in between your teeth. That would be fine. And it'll help build strong gums to lead against gingivitis and such, any type of inflammation of your gums. All right, how do we disinfect at home? We want to get rid of air pollutants. There's not a lot of aerosol issues anymore. We've done a lot better. Running your exhaust fan can help clear out your bathroom. That's great just for mold purposes and such. We want to limit scented items. We don't just want to walk in and get like, whoa, holy moly. It's like Bed Bath & Beyond in my living room here. Having constant flow of fresh air. Obviously, right now, I'm actually standing out in my barn. And so there's the light is coming from the open garage door, which obviously gets in lots of fresh air. Now we have the humidifier. This is my gym space, to be honest. It's like, say, my man cave, and this is where I do a lot of work with my clients. I talk to people, and I do have some occasional personal training clients and stuff that do show up, and we work out and get them fit. We have a dehumidifier to help, or a humidifier depending on your air quality, to add moisture or take out moisture. Keeping houseplants for just a natural CO and oxygen exchange. Keeping your floor coverings clean, right? We don't want like pet dander building up there or dampness that can lead to more allergenic reactions in your body. Cleaning tips. Change your sheets once, maybe twice a week. Sanitize the sink every day. That could be a simple wash out with a soapy rag or a Listerine spray. Vacuum rugs every once or twice a week, every other week. Swap out sponges once per week. Sending those to the microwave can really help kill off, or maybe running through a dishwasher cycle. We don't have a lot of sponges in my house, so not 100% sure on that. But I think the microwave does wonders on killing germs there. It'd be a simple YouTube video. How do I, decontaminate, disinfect my sponge? Wash hand towels once or twice a week, depending on how many people. We have 6 people, so those things need to be washed regularly in my house. They're constantly getting damp and people's hands touching them and such. My kids are still at the age that they want to pick their nose, so that does happen. Deep, clean carpets, every 3 to 6 months. This really helps get rid of any of the type of the dander, the buildup from the feet or pollen or the air or whatever dust that pops up in your house. It can really eliminate that and keep your body, your health, and everything clear. So, all right, next step. Disinfect to protect at work, right? We want to make sure that your workspace is cleanly and clean as well. So if what are the policies for you at your office if there's an illness that breaks out and occurs? Do you have flu vaccinations offered on site or as part of your insurance plan? Probably most do. Routinely clean, frequently touch surfaces, keyboards, phones, handles, anything that, where people rest their hands or bodies on like shelves or benches or whatnot, tabletops. If you begin to feel sick at work, go home. Don't bring it into the office, right? Everyone would be excited for you not to show up. You may or may not be able to do remote work at home. If you are, great. You can just keep working, just be at home and just not cough over everyone, please. And definitely go out of your way. Maybe mask up before you go into work. If you have to show up for whatever reason, you have no more time off, or it's not that much of a cold, but you just don't want to, cough over someone or whatever. Of course, staying away from people helps. The minimum, as we've learned from COVID days, is 6 feet or 2 meters for those who are on the metric system. Sick day checklist. So things to help make sure that you can get back and get back to better health. So we've got check the medicine cabinet. Of course, make sure you have ibuprofen or Tylenol or Aleve or aspirin, whatever you need. Stock up on cleaning supplies. So now would be a great time to go through before people do get sick and school's in full swing and all that. And see, do you have some like Lysol or cleaning wipes or enough soap or whatever cleaning product, spray or whatnot you need to be available for you. Scrub the surfaces daily. Wipe down your countertop every day with a soapy dish rag. Works great. Keeps things working. If you need to, you can gargle with salt water. Just some simple over-the-counter salt works just fine. Sipping hot beverages keep everything softened and moist and easy. Staying hydrated. 60 ounces a minimum. I always encourage women to do 80, guys to do 100 ounces of water in a day. It can be flavored. It could be with a fruit or a vegetable. Like I say, you want to do a spa-like experience. Put some cucumbers in and you'll have that. Or some blueberries. Can make it taste a little bit fun and enjoyable. Spoonful of honey just always generally coats the throat. Breathe in steam, so a hot bath always works really well. We've got taking it easy, right? Just lower activity, lower effort to give your body the facilities to rest. Go to bed early, of course. Get your sleep, and that's the best line of defense usually is just getting adequate rest and sleep. So how do we actually boost our immunity here to make sure that you are firing in all cylinders? Of course, moving more, right? If you are active, physically active, you will be way more likely to stay with a healthy immune system. Your body will be more likely to be able to fight off disease. So to gauge the intensity, do a talk test. So moderate activity is you could have a conversation with someone, but it's not just having an endless conversation like this. So it could be a fast walk, could be a light jog, could be something of hilly terrain. The rate of perceived exertion is a scale of, let's just say like 1 to 10. 10 being like 100% effort and 1 being you're like not doing anything, sitting at 0. Well, we want like a 5, 7, or 8 at most in this moderate intensity level. We're going to track steps. I'm a huge step tracker, so I have my watch and making sure that I'm on time right now. I'm at about 3,000 steps. I did a chest workout today. I'll be walking and talking with my clients. Might end up at the Copley High School football game and with my son because he's going to go, I think. Remember, it's his first week in high school and he wants to be part of the cool kids or something. And it's good because we need him bonding and being social in those situations so he's a happy kid. So as far as tracking steps go, I'm a big 10K a step guy. I think that's just a reasonable amount of steps to get in your everyday to make sure that you're an active, healthy adult. That's with or without an exercise. If you needed to, you can monitor your heart rate. Some of the watches do. If you did do that, I would not necessarily focus on it being the watch being on top of the wrist. If you ever check your pulse, it's on the bottom. So if you really want to get a really good accurate amount, you put it like on your workouts, could put it down here. You're going to be a lot more accurate on what your heart rate is and get a more accurate calorie burn as well. So winter workout hacks, because again, it's getting colder out. We want to try something new. Get outside and walk in the snow. It's fine. You will be okay. You won't freeze. For most people, they go for a moderate hike at best, so it ends up being an easy thing to do. Make workouts fun. So you always want to do a fun activity to be able to prolong your ability to actually stay on track there and work out and move. Keeping it simple, just getting out. Like I walk the dog with my wife. Makes it really easy to stay active regardless of what the temperature is. Layers strategically. Good clothing has come a long way in the last couple of years. So it's very easy for you to strategically have layers that keep you warm and keep you from sweating and then ultimately getting cold. Set a schedule. Make sure you put it on your schedule. What gets scheduled gets done. Okay, so what gets scheduled gets done. So if you have planned time on your schedule, you'll actually go do something. We want to take stairs and move more, park farther away. Literally, that's a really good way to do this. Get a free trial. Go try a different type of workout. There's so many different things on the market that you can do nowadays that have free trials soon because they want your money. They want your attention and they want you to get healthy with them. So you go tell everyone about it. Like say Peloton blew up pretty big during COVID because people were talking about it and it was an at-home, fun, engaging activity to do. All right, of course, we need to eat balanced meals. 5 servings of fruit and vegetables per day. That in itself is going to help with maintaining a healthy body weight too. Incorporating beans and legumes and chickpeas, lentils, peanuts. These things are good carbohydrate and healthy fat sources that have a little bit of protein and fiber to them. Switching to fat-free or low-fat dairy products. This conserves fat calories in those options and can keep the calories from stacking up on your waistline. Always, 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 human bodies do better with lean meats. That's just the thing. Chicken, turkey, fish, lean cuts of steak could work as well. And then when we do have fat, we want to have healthy fats. Nuts, seeds, avocados, some healthy oils like olive oil or avocado oil, things like that could be used sparingly here. Now, we want to get vitamins. We have sweet potatoes, we have spinach, we have black-eyed peas, apricots that have a lot of vitamin A. We've got vitamin E, so you can see the list. We've got, yes, thank you, Laura. Try to be as informative and entertaining as I can here. So that you're like, wow, I actually got something out of here. We are wrapping up. We got a few minutes left, so we will be out of here on time. And then I got another phone call myself to go work with someone else. So what else do we have? We have sunflower seeds, almonds. We've got those. I'm not going to read through all these, but we want to have a lot of vitamin-dense, mineral-dense foods. And there's the more colors, the more micronutrient dense it's going to be. Then gut-friendly, prebiotics, probiotics. Those are foods that you can have to help with like onions and bananas and garlic can help with the prebiotic. The probiotic are usually things that are fermented, and those can help with really good gut health. And there we go. 11 cups for men or 9 cups for women. I'm again going to say 60 ounces is a minimum, but I like to always round up. It's never hurts to be too hydrated. So what's the gut-brain axis? So your gut is like your second brain here, and it can help you with just staying in good health. It can help you just managing your everyday life. So these types of food are more on the prebiotic and high fiber type foods. So broccoli and ginger and garlic and citrus fruits for vitamin C, almonds, yogurts, all these things help work, and like yogurt helps as well. So that'll help you with like good gut health and digestion there too. So from there, of course, getting adequate amounts of sleep. If you're not getting sleep, you will always be in a weakened state of being and stuff. So we want to make sure that you always get enough. Now, anything below 6, you're definitely going to be challenged for risk of disease and whatnot. So we want to make sure that you are getting adequate amounts. 7, you can definitely survive on every day. Upwards of 8 and 9 are going to be more beneficial to fighting your body and giving it the barriers of what you need. So, you want to run? From there, we have allergy-proof your bedroom. So, hypoallergenic bedding, right? There's so much on the market these days. You just go to Amazon, you get them in like a day. Use air purification. This is just going to be a device that in your room that can help just clean any of the allergens out. They have those all those fancy technology marketing things that show up and on them of how like all these like neon green air particles go to the metal beams and stuff. We have declutter your space. That is just a good mental thing as well. But also the more stuff you have inside your room, the more likeliness there could be risk of disease and different things there as well. Apply dust-proof covers to like your mattress so that the mattress doesn't build up over time. We have a good one that's like made of bamboo and stuff, so it keeps things cool with the body and whatnot. Keep your sheets clean, right? It's always good to have everything get washed every once in a while, and make sure that you're vacuuming regularly so that any allergens and dust and whatever else doesn't get away from you here. Reducing stress, having a lot of different types of strategies to help reduce stress. Identifying where stress comes from is super important and impactful. If you don't have good coping skills, stress will always build up and weaken your immune system and leave you more defenseless in the situation. Now, resting, we want to make sure that you have planned times in your day and your week to rest, and just make sure that it's not like this endless, like every Sunday is a day off. Like, yes, it can be, but we want to make sure it's moderate. We want to also have moderation in alcohol or any other type of drinks or beverage or sugars. Standard drinks, we want to make sure, like, if you have a beer, like, it's going to be less impactful than some of the other ones, especially hard liquor. So simple things is making sure you have a good amount of moderation built in and stick to the limits, space it out, eating while consumption, and just know how to say no. Quitting smoking is obviously a really good. These are just some really good stress habit things to keep your body. Journaling, staying active, eating healthy foods, calling a friend, taking breathing is really good. So as we wrap up here into the home stretch and get you out on time here, one new habit or practice that you would adopt to boost your immunity. Again, going back to this, you can pick any of these, and there's so many more. Just even walking your dog more and getting outside would be a really good one, especially before it gets cold. So as we conclude here and wrap up our time together, what you do every day affects what others do and impact their health as well. So by cleaning yourself, you help make the people around you be less risk for disease too. And getting sleep, taking care of yourself, don't do things in any moderation. And I know this is exactly what you've been waiting for here. So I really appreciate your time today and everything that we've spoken about the power of prevention and making sure that you get the best out of yourself. So thank you so much for joining me today.